So I keep getting asked, am I going to go and drive a taxi again? I think, to be honest, that's the biggest question, or the question that's been asked the most. I think I get asked it at least every other day. At the minute, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to drive a taxi again. Because I don't see. I had this conversation yesterday with the garage supervisor, and he said, "You're going to drive a cab?" I went, no. And I explained, I rented a cab. It was £280 a week, £30 of fuel a day. So by the time, so what you have to say is that the first £500 of any week that I earned had to go to someone else. Before I paid a bill, before I put food on the table, before I put shoes on my little ones, it was, so financially, I'm no worse off driving a bus. And my theory on bus drivers, they should be paid a lot more and work less hours. But that's not for me to, no one's going to be electing me. No one's going to be electing me general secretary of any massive trade union that's going to stomp on that. So, that's for other people to do, and other people's consciences to decide, because that's what it's about. People's consciences. Companies cannot keep working people to the point of destruction. There you go. What was I talking about? Oh, there's the phone ringing. 2:58. Got to go leaving at 3. So ignore the phone call and go to work. So if I'm not going to be a taxi driver, do I want to be a bus driver? That's the pertinent question, isn't it? I mean, do I want to be a bus driver for the rest of my life? I don't know. Would I take other opportunities within the bus industry? Probably. More than likely. What I'd like to do is be a driving instructor. I've been thinking about it a little bit, especially now that the training buses have now moved to my depot. And I would, I think there isn't a job that I've ever had that I haven't taught within it. Knowledge schools and the army and security stuff that I've done. I've always had a teaching role at some point. So I can't see the bus industry being any different. Because as I've said from the beginning, I will never knock the bus industry. Stagecoach has bailed me out of a huge hole. Sort of digging myself into another one by not leaving the bus industry and not going back to the way I was. That's another story. Am I? No. Am I? No. Am I? One of the old boys at the depot said to me, so if you don't leave within 2 years, you're here for the rest of your life. And I can see that, because you get in a sort of routine. Yeah, but teaching kids to drive. I mean, I'm not a driving instructor. I haven't got a qualification as a driving instructor, but I'd like to do, I don't know. It's just something but they are advertising at the moment. But they want 3 years worth of driving experience, and I can understand that. It doesn't help me, but I can understand it. So, but taxi-wise, I'll never ever say never. I worked too hard to get my license for me to give it up. They can prize it from my dead hand quite happily, but I don't think I'll ever give it up. Whether that means I have to pay for a license I never use, I don't know. But itchy head, I don't know. I don't think, at least not for the foreseeable future. I'm 5 years. No, to be honest, if I'm driving a bus in 5 years, I'll never drive a taxi again, and that's a simple fact. If I'm driving a bus in 2 years, I don't think I'll ever. I have reservations about going back to it now, so I'm going to say no for the time being. Unless someone comes back to me and says the work rate is the same as it was in the early 2000s, then I'm gone, because I can earn triple what I earned on the bus in 3 days, because I could then. You could then, because it was fantastic, but now you can't. So I'm a bus driver now. That used to be a taxi driver. I'm not a taxi driver that drives buses anymore. I'm now a bus driver I've got the dog's teeth in again. I was a taxi driver who drove buses. Now I'm a bus driver who used to be a taxi driver. I hope that answers the question. See you in the next one. Take care.